Hi, welcome again at your service in Caris. I don't think this will be a long message, but who knows? Let's see what happens. I have a sadness. Sure, God is full of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And joy is one of those things. Joy above sadness. And I have a happy contentment in where I'm at with God, in my daily life, in what I do, in the things that I think about, and there's a lot of joy. I mean, I might not come across as yeah, but then again, the yeah kind of revelry is not necessarily godly either. So, what am I getting at here? Even though I have a joy in me and what I'm doing and God and my relationship with God and the like, I look at people and realise that, firstly, the majority are on the wrong path. They're on the wide path that leads to destruction, as the Bible said in Matthew chapter 5 or chapter 7. I think Jesus said, I think it was chapter 7, that the wide path leads to destruction and the narrow path leads to full life, something like that. I should look it up. And few people find it. So the majority of people are biblically going to hell. They don't know God. And I find that is very true when I look at people, that whether it's people in the world or people that even go to church. Even most people that go to church seem to be in a different kind of space. They're not necessarily in the godly space. Many people, their attitude is, I will go to church and I will do my duty by going to church, and that's it. The rest of the week I'll go out and live for myself. I'll run out of church as quick as I can to go play a game of golf, because I enjoy golf. I don't enjoy church. It's just doing my duty. Well, Christianity isn't about doing your duty. It's about loving God. It was Matthew chapter 7. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Very few. How many people do you know that really have God in their life so much that all they want to do is read the Bible or pray or talk about God or share God in one way or another, or do godly things, or hang around church after church is finished and talk with people and encourage them in God, and it's just God, 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 God. Few. Very, very, very few. In fact, from what I can see, it seems to be less than 1% of people. I don't know. I'm not God. I can't make a judgment call there. But that's the way I discern things in that regard. How many people really have a passion for God? I don't see it. I rarely see any at all. And I don't consider myself as someone special in this regard. I consider my very average passion for God as what the average Christian would, in my mind, expect it to be. Church is not duty. Saying a sinner's prayer is not a ticket to heaven. It's what's in your heart. Do we take God to heart? You need to have God in your heart rather than yourself in your heart to be on that narrow path. You need God to be on your mind more than you need you to be on your mind to be on that narrow path. If all you want is glory for God, then maybe you're there on that narrow path. If all you want is something for you, whatever that something is, maybe you're not there. How willing are you to step up for God? How willing are you to take God to your neighbourhood? Knock on the neighbour's door and say, hey, how's life, can we talk? And have the intention of not just talking about what's on TV tonight, but have the intention of talking about things that will draw them to God. How's life? Is life full of trouble? Tell me about it. And if it is, maybe we can find a way to help through God. If you haven't got answers in life, maybe God can bring you answers. I guess the first step is, are you willing to step up for God? You don't need that to be a passion at first. Maybe it doesn't drive your life. Maybe it's not the most important thing in your life at this stage. But are you willing to start looking at changing to find that godly way of living? And I suggest that when you become willing, you don't try and do it yourself. Don't try and do it in your own strength. Don't try and do anything. Just reach out. Just find people that have started walking the godly life and get them on your case to show you how, to keep encouraging you to talk to you often about every aspect of walking a godly life, of focusing on God so much that it's all you ever want to do, talk about, think about. Okay. We can help you get there. As I've mentioned many a time before, wherever you're at in your Christian walk, we can help you get further. And I don't believe anyone has ever reached the ultimate goal of their Christian walk, that all they ever do is think about God, pray, read their Bible, and talk about God constantly. Because even if you're at that stage, what about when you go do the shopping? Do you talk about God when you get to the checkout? when you go to the doctors? Do you talk about God to the person that you're sitting beside? When you're on public transport, are you saying, hey, can I talk to you about God? Well, maybe that's not the best approach. Maybe they're not the words to start off with. Maybe we need to find some good opening things that will interest people and get them talking. And then turn the conversation to God. Find an opportunity to turn that conversation to God. So what do? Do we start by saying to them, hi, can I talk to you about what was on TV last night? Well, that'd be a bit strange. Hi, can I talk to you about God? Well, that's a bit forceful. Hey, how you doing? How's life? So what are you up to? Ask them questions. Start leading to more serious questions. What people tend to talk about is, what do you do for work, or whatever. Well, maybe we can skip those ones and go to, how's life treating you? One of my roles is a counsellor. Do you have anything that you would want to talk about? Let's have a chat. I don't know. I will work it out. Sooner or later. I haven't got evangelism down pat yet. But are we even trying? That's the point. How often do I see someone in a shopping centre just sit down in a bench in the middle of the shopping centre and just start talking to the person next to them with the goal of turning the conversation to God at some stage? Doesn't happen. How often has anyone just walked up to me and started talking about things with the intention to turn it towards God? Other than one or two people that are street preachers, they go out to the centre of the city and start shouting, turn to God or you're going to hell type messages. No one's come and softly approached me and created a conversation that directed at some stage to God. Not once can I remember that in my life. Out of what seems like millions of people I have met or I've been near or bumped into or sat in the vicinity of in public transport or public areas, or no one. I've seen a couple of Christian t-shirts in my time. A t-shirt that might say, Jesus is Lord. Am I supposed to look at a t-shirt and go, oh, I need to turn to God because I saw a t-shirt? I've never seen that happen either. I think it's time for us to look at the entire world differently. People not walking a godly life makes me sad. People coming and looking at this group and then I watch the numbers growing and growing, and then one day I might see the number drop. When 100 people join, sure, I'm happy. When one person leaves, the sadness I have for that person is great and possibly even more powerful than that happiness. Why? Well, if they're leaving, they either don't understand something, or they've been offended, or they've been hurt, or whatever it might be. People don't leave when they're happy and things are good. People don't leave when they're loving the connection they're getting to God. People leave if they feel they've been offended, or they feel they haven't been taken care of, or something about them. So evidently I haven't got the message to them that, hey, it's not about me, not about you, it's not about anything but God. Get the you out of your life, I should be getting the me out of my life, and we should be focusing on God. Outward and upward. We focus out to everyone else and up to God. That's all that matters. Inward doesn't. There's something that I want to get out here right now. I don't know how. I can't say I can even put my finger on it. But we're missing the point. People are not acting in a godly way. I can't see any Christians out there because I can't see anyone acting like a Christian. I can't see people sharing the love unless I go to a particular charity where Christians are handing out food, for example, and if I watch them, do they talk about God? Nope. They might as well be Hare Krishnas handing out food, because Hare Krishnas do the same. What sets them apart? Nothing. No different to anyone else in the world. They just happen to be in a group that likes to hand out food, like many religions. Religious people. People trying to work their way to heaven by being good to the hungry. It's not what it's about. Sure, feed the hungry. God often says, be good in many ways. And even I was saying, it's outward and upward. Sharing love outward and loving God. But in sharing that love, one of the most important things to share, even more than sharing food, is feeding their spiritual hunger, feeding their spiritual needs, beyond feeding their physical. If they don't get a meal from you, chances are they'll get a meal from someone, somewhere, sometime. If they don't get in contact with God from you, chances are they won't get in contact with God from anyone, anywhere, anytime. See what I'm getting at there? I hope you do. I hope you realise that God isn't just a weekend, one or 2 hours on the weekend kind of lifestyle. I want to see all of us getting to the point that we're just loving God so much that all we want to do is just share God with every person we see. We're not afraid of the people we see because we're emboldened in God, that we have the strength and boldness that God gives us. Is God not giving us strength and boldness? Are we not seeking the strength and boldness of God? Do we want to hide in our little corner and keep to ourselves so we can't get hurt and protect ourselves because we're important? It's all about us. me, my pride, my ego, my desire not to be hurt, my desire to have friends that love me for me being a nice person, because I go hand out food at the food charities or the like. Never going to tell them about Jesus. I think the great majority of us are missing the point. I don't even tell people about God as much as I ought to. When I go and visit the doctors, I too tend to pull out my phone and go over my calendar or whatever it might be. When sitting on public transport, I too tend to do whatever I can do other than talking to people on the public transport. Have I become so much better? No. Do I have God on my mind the majority of the time? Well, yes, that part I do. Do I read my Bible as often as I can get a chance? Sort of. But often I'm creating messages like this, or writing messages, or writing other things, or working in the ministry in some other way, or working on the Facebook group for the sake of what God wants said and done, or other godly things. So God is my focus, and godly things are my focus the great majority of the time. But do I still neglect my fellow neighbour that happens to be sitting near me in the shopping centre, on the other side of the bench that I'm sitting on? Yes. Why is that? Well, I can give a pile of excuses of why I don't pipe up and start talking about God. Oh, well, Jesus sent them out in twos, and at that time I didn't have anyone with me. Okay, well, if you plan to go out and evangelise, great, go out in twos. It's a good thing to do. But if it just happens to be an opportunity, don't neglect it. Don't run away from it. And I too tend to run away. I've got to change. I'm not saying, become the super spiritual person that's always fully on fire for God and telling everyone they come near about God. That takes a lot of work, and I don't expect it from even me at this stage just yet. Do I want to get there? Absolutely. I just want to share God with the entire world. I'm sharing God with as many people as I can over these messages, but I also want to share God with just the people that I sit near, out in public. And if I'm not seeing anyone doing that anywhere that I've been in the world, at any time, ever, other than going out to the entertainment district on a Friday or Saturday night and preaching the gospel to all those sinners out there, which, you see, every city seems to have those people. But do those same people happen to just walk up to a stranger in the park and sit down on the bench and open a conversation? Hi, how you doing? No, I've never seen it. I've never in my life had a person come and do that. I want to change. I want to be the kind of person that does that. I want to influence you and everyone around me, whether you be over the other side of this screen, or whether you be in my neighbourhood or one of the churches that I'll visit. I want to get us all to a point where we are just sharing God, the goodness of God, not the fear of hell more so, but more so The fact that God can bring love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control in your life. And those things can do great things for your life. As well as that, God can give you a purpose. God can give you a direction. God can help you deal with addictions. God can do so many wonderful things. Who's sharing it? Yeah, I have a sadness. A wonderful joy in God. A wonderful peace in God. But a sadness that I'm not seeing God everywhere. A sadness and an anxiety that is disturbing my peace, the peace that I have in God. I am anxious to see change begin. I think it's going to come very, very soon. I don't quite know how to kick it off, but I'm very happy to kick it off. I want to kick it off. I'll start doing these things myself. I'll start videoing myself doing these things. I'll start encouraging others. I'll start teaching others what's worked with me, what hasn't worked with me. I'll try and find people to go out with. I don't want to sit on that bench any longer and watch people walk by and going to hell. I don't want to sit on that bench any longer and somebody come and sit down beside me and I just keep going over my phone and then they leave and it's like, okay, I might think about God for a while and pray in my head for a while and someone else sits down and maybe I'll memorise some scriptures for a while and now they've left. You know what I mean. Okay. Let's start communicating with each other. Tell me that you're willing to step up for God. Not step out yet, not go out and do these things yet. But just to step up, to spend more of your life learning about God, more of your life reading the Bible, more of your life working out how to improve your life and make it more godly, more of your life shoving God into your heart and getting the my desire of things or whatever out. Let us help you get there. Let us help you grow. Let us help you become a person that eventually will be like the person I'm describing. In public, everybody looks at you and goes, wow, I've never seen that before. That's obviously a Christian and that person's just trying to make the world a godly place, and the way they describe a godly world is such a wonderful world. I think I want that too. Put your hand up and say, I'm ready to start moving in that direction. Not to get out on the streets or in those public places yet, but let's just start with the very first step. Contact us and tell us, either by putting a message at the bottom of these messages or contacting me by sending me a message, or contact Monique or contact someone like Dave or anyone that's in the list of leadership. I haven't created one yet, but I'll have to create one. Contact us and let us help you start moving up. Start getting, let's all get our lives massively together for God. I'm heading in the right direction, but I still am not someone that blows the mind of all the people that see me in public. I want people to see me and go, wow, I've never seen that before. And not think, oh, that person's special. No, I want them to think, oh, maybe I should turn to God too. It's a big difference. Okay, bless you. Govern will encourage.